If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there. Get pasa to the pack. It's back here.
AKA your mama's best friend.
Another roster showcase video for you guys. I'm excited about this one, but I was really scared to do this one. They made an NCAA roster, which is essentially they added a bunch of big NCAA teams. I know you guys love your college teams and y'all miss the NCAA video games. I know y'all love them. And so they made this roster where they added a bunch of teams and all their players, and it's actually a really solid roster, very detailed. I have one problem, is that I know nothing about college basketball. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Never been the biggest fan of college basketball. But there's a bunch of NBA featured talent here. So I'm gonna cover this entire roster. I'm gonna show you the name of the roster where you can download it at the end of the video. So I'm gonna do all that right now. Before the video starts, please join the pack and subscribe. Leave a like on the video. If you like any kind of roster stuff that I do, let me know. Okay? Now, I'm gonna show you team by team. There's 30 teams that they added into this game. And we start off with the Philadelphia 76ers, who are actually, right, Kentucky. So they have Oscar. I have no clue how to say his last name, but let's just say it's never mind. But Oscar, right? So they have the entire roster here. They have it by obviously stats and projected talent. They have the ratings based off of that. They have Tensai Washington, who I know is a pretty high draft pick option. And I don't know if Jacob Toppin is Obi Toppin's sibling, but I'm just gonna assume he is, right? So they have a pretty cool roster here. Everybody is detailed out. It's really cool. I will say that obviously the jerseys are not Kentucky jerseys, and I know it's a big no-no for a lot of you guys, but you can go into my NBA and import the jerseys themselves, so you can still do it and make it as realistic as possible, which is awesome. So you can still do that, which is really cool, okay? Next team is the Milwaukee Bucks. That is actually Arkansas, and it's actually JD Notae, Jalen Williams are two pretty big names on this team, and then Chris Likes. So they have some pretty big names here. Obviously, if you're into this team, they have it, which is fire. The next team is the Chicago Bulls, that are actually Kansas, and they have Ochai Agbaji, I think I said that right, Christian Braun, David McCormack. So a couple names here that are pretty big, and like if you're a fan of that team, if you're from that school, that's awesome that they have this option for you. The next team is Gonzaga. This one's a pretty big one when they have Drew Time or Tim. I'm not sure if it's Time or Tim, but Chet Holmgren's on this team, right? And I'm surprised Chet Holmgren has a lower rating. I know that Chet is maybe not the best player on the team compared to Drew. I still think he's the bigger like talent expected in the NBA. But I will say that face scan for Chet is pretty bad. They should have probably done a better job there. But still, and also Drew is missing his like, I don't know, his like biker mustache. But still, they have Gonzaga on the team as well. Paolo Banchero, who's the #1 like projected pick in the draft on Duke, is on this team. Wendell Moore, Mark Williams, AJ Griffin, a couple players here. You have Hunter Dickinson, who's on Michigan, Eli Brooks, other players here that I don't really know, but they have more players here. For the Grizzlies, you have Jalen Duren on Memphis, so another massive name here as well. You have Johnny Juzang. I've never heard of him. He's from UCLA. UCLA is such a cool team. They have Jamie Jaquez Jr. I've never heard of him either, but UCLA as well. So a bunch of UCLA players. Tyre Campbell, a pretty stacked team in terms of ratings. That's pretty cool. You have the Miami Heat with Florida State, and it's Caleb Mills, Matthew Cleveland. I couldn't tell you. And they even added the tattoos for Raekwon Evans, which is cool. They're going out of the way to add the tattoos for players that have them, which is also fine. Like that's a detailed roster. That's really good. We have Colin Gillespie with Villanova, and Justin Moore, Caleb Daniels, a couple players here. You have the Utah Jazz, who are actually Texas, and with Trey Mitchell, Courtney Ramey. The Sacramento Kings with EJ Liddell, and he's actually from Ohio State. I don't know anybody else, but there you go. They have Louisville. Now, there's no really big name here. Like, there's Malik Williams is the best player, but I guess there's not really any big NBA like prospect. For the Lakers, that is actually Purdue with Travion Williams. That's a name that we've been hearing since high school. Jaden Ivey. We have Indiana with Trace Jackson Davis, Xavier Johnson. So a couple names here. You have Buddy Boeheim and Jimmy Boeheim. I don't know if they're siblings. I bet they are siblings. That's pretty cool that they have this team there too. You have Illinois with Kofi Cockburn. What a name. Andre Cabrillo. So a couple names here as well. But Kofi's obviously 91 overall, so he's expected to be very good. 7-footer. Awesome. Fire. The Nuggets are actually a North Carolina team with Armando Bacot. You have Baylor with James Akinjo and Adam Flagler. And then, oh man, I don't know if I can say that name. Let's say Jonathan Tshimwa Never mind. I'm not going to try that one. Jaden Stackleford on Alabama with J.D. Davison. You have the Pistons, who are actually Tennessee, with John Fulkerson as the best player. Kennedy Chandler as well. And then you have Veshovi, will have his blonde hair added to the game. Michigan State with Gabe Brown, Marcus Bingham, if you're interested in that. You have Mississippi, Jarkel Joyner, who's not, again, there aren't big names on this team either, but they have it. Arizona with Benedict Mathurin. You have Oregon with Will Richards. You have St. Bonaventure. I've never heard of that school, but Osun Osoni is on this team. I've never heard of this team in my life. Rutgers with Ron Harper Jr., Stetton Hall with Jared Roden. You have USC with Isaiah Mobley. Okay, that one's a pretty big one. Boogie Ellis. And then St. John's, New York with Julian Champagne and Posh Alexander. And one last team they added on the old historic Celtics team was West Virginia with Taz Sherman, Sean McNeil, and I'm pretty sure you can look for other teams. So listen, look at me in the eyes, bro, okay? Clearly I don't know what I'm talking about. I told you, I really don't watch college basketball, so I couldn't really tell you anything about these players, but I hope I gave you the names you wanted to hear and the teams you wanted to hear. I don't know if there's teams that are missing, that are pretty big ones, that are obvious, but a lot of draft prospects there, which is really cool. And if you're interested in that kind of stuff, there's two things you can do here, right? Thing one is you can make your own league or play now online, like add the jerseys and all that stuff. That's a really cool thing you could do. Or even add this roster in as a draft class, which is stacked and added and detailed and all that stuff. So no matter what you want to do, whatever it is that you want to do, it's here. I'm sorry that I can't give you more information about details and stuff because I just genuinely don't know. But let me show you where I got the roster itself. When you go to create a roster, you have to click on NBA, go to user created roster, and it is going to be one of the first options that pop up. It's going to be the NCAA 2K22. That's 38,000 downloads. That is from King Sosa. So that's all the information that you need. It is only on PlayStation 5, so forgive me guys, but that is also the most common people that play this game. So that is where I got it. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want me to cover another roster, let me know in the comments below. I'm sure any other roster I could do a better job because just college I just didn't know. But I wanted to show it to you guys. So if you like this channel, please give it a sub and I'll see you guys next time. If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there.